What is this? Qu'est-ce que c'est, Zetelos? What is this, huh? We have a lesson on advocating for violence. Yes, I will show you. I will slap you across the face. Oh, actually, it was much more than that, wasn't it? It was Jean-Paul Marat, who lived from the 24th of May in 1743 until the 13th of July, 1793, advocated for violence in the French Revolution. He was a political theorist. He was a physician, despite his appalling skin condition. He was a journalist who was on the ground during the French Revolution, meaning that he was highly influential. He was the spark rather than the long-term cause. He was a very short-term cause, but he was massively radical, and he ignited that sense of violence. He wrote L'ami du peuple, the friend of the people, which made him the unofficial link with the radical Jacobin group that came to power. He also was a defender of the sans-culottes. And the sans-culottes were those without breeches, okay? A more radical working class element of the French Revolution, which demanded for direct democracy. Okay? So he was very much at the radical end of the French. The Ami du Peuple, that's an example of it there. And it was the most celebrated radical paper of the revolution. Okay? Which meant that he was influencing people on the ground during the revolution. So the revolution happened in part because of him, and he shaped the revolution. He shaped its violence. He shaped its radical nature. Without him, it wouldn't have been in the form that it was. Well, it's very possible that that French revolution could have just been a replacement of the king, or that they could have just made the king a constitutional monarch. But it didn't. In the end, it became a republic. And that's because of men like Marat. Okay? He also wrote something, Le Plan de Législation Criminelle. And in this, he argues for something that happens. He argues that if there's a death penalty, everyone from all classes should have the same punishment. Like the guillotine! Oh, so, what can we see? The man wrote something coming to being. Now, are those two things causally related? I don't know. But I do know that his paper was massively influential during the French Revolution, and his ideas were popular, and they seem to come into being. Whether there's a causal relationship as a historian, I don't know, but it does look like 2 and 2 equals 4 to me in this case. And live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the pen, I advocate for violence, then you'll face violence. And Jean-Paul Marat was himself assassinated by Madame Codet, who believed that by killing him she would save 100,000 lives. Of course, she was executed herself. So, as a historian, do I think he influenced the French Revolution? Yes. Do I think he shaped it? Yes. Do I think he was a short-term cause? Yes. 3 out of 3, not bad. However, although he was extremely popular with the bourgeois and some elements of the working class, what about the peasant? What about the peasants? What about your uneducated, illiterate peasants that were far removed away from him? Did he influence them all? Okay, so there is a limitation placed on his impact as a historian. Okay. Okay, so you'll also see I've made a lesson here which goes through his life and his contributions, and also some of his quotes. Okay, well, my favorite quotes of his is, "Man has the right to deal with his oppressors by devouring their palpitating hearts." Now, that quote demonstrates how the French Revolution became so violent. Okay, this is Mr. Mack-Poole signing out. Thank you very, very, very much. Right, so let's sign out of here. Let's stop recording. Goodbye. Goodbye.